Mueller probe and the possibility that President Trump could be indicted for obstructing justice, appointing Kavanaugh may present a conflict of interest.
A spokesperson for Rowan County Emergency Management said the search for a missing boater was suspended indefinitely last night. John Howell, a spokesperson for the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission, said 51-year-old George Goins voluntarily jumped from a moving boat Sunday evening.
Anytime alcohol is involved, it's going to make a situation more dangerous. Don't drink and boat.
Tropical Storm Gordon should strengthen to a Category 1 hurricane before making landfall sometime tonight or early Wednesday morning on the Gulf Coast. The storm packs maximum sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. Reporter Katrina Lutek is on Dauphin Island, Alabama.
We've been seeing dangerous rip currents all throughout the Labor Day weekend, and that's only going to get worse. The water is so rough as it is right now, and they're just warning you, everyone, to stay out of the water. It's not worth it.
North Carolina Highway Patrol is investigating after a pedestrian was struck and killed by a vehicle in North Gaston County last night. The collision happened around 8:45 p.m. on northbound US 321 near Hardin Road, north of Dallas. Governor Roy Cooper is headed today to spend some time with people in two different eastern North Carolina towns, Kinston and Tarboro. You're listening to NCN News.
North Carolina peanut farmers invite you to the 25th Annual Mountain State Fair. Come celebrate the agricultural and cultural traditions of North Carolina. One of those traditions is enjoying the fair with a bag of peanuts. So come to the Mountain State Fair, September 7th through the 16th. Ride the rides, see the animals, listen to the gospel singing, and watch clogging competition. You can do this all while enjoying some delicious, nutritious, and cholesterol-free peanuts. See you at the fair.
Carolina Hurricanes single game tickets are on sale now. Take warning as the Canes host the New York Islanders at PNC Arena to kick off the 2018-2019 season on Thursday, October 4th. Full season, 22-game and 11-game flex plans also are available, offering tickets starting as low as $16 per game. For more information and to secure your seats for opening night, visit CarolinaHurricanes.com/tickets. Canes, Islanders, October 4th. Be there.
Family and friends of two Wilson men shot and killed over the holiday weekend are in mourning. Wilson police say they found Redmond Barnes Jr. and Elliot Barnes suffering from gunshot wounds just after 10 p.m. Saturday night at an apartment building. Officers say that Barnes died after first responders tried to save his life. Carla Barnes was the wife of Redmond. She tells CBS 17 it's been very difficult.
Losing a nephew and a husband all at one time is really hard.
Justice served in CE is calling on Raleigh residents to pack a city council meeting scheduled tonight to speak about police-community relations. An astronaut who made history on the moon is weighing in on a controversial scene from an upcoming movie. CBS News correspondent Deborah Rodriguez.
First man does not show Neil Armstrong planting the American flag on moon soil after he takes his first steps outside the Apollo 11. Buzz Aldrin, the second person to step on the moon, has tweeted an image of the flag shot with the hashtag Proud to be an American. Movie producer Damien Chazelle says he wasn't trying to make a political statement, but trying to show what Armstrong may have been thinking or feeling at the time. The movie, starring Ryan Gosling, will be released in October. It's based on the book by James Hansen. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
USA Gymnastics is having a difficult time getting its foot after the Larry Nassar sex abuse scandal. The latest development and more from CBS's Vicki Barker.
Carrie Perry is out after 9 contentious months as CEO of USA Gymnastics. Perry was hired in the middle of the Nassar trial, but her background was in marketing. And instead of reaching out to Nassar's victims, critics say she worked to woo big corporate sponsors and promoted veteran coach Mary Lee Tracy, a Larry Nassar loyalist, to a top role in the organization. Tracy resigned under pressure last week after just 3
AM 590 WCAB Rutherfordton with FM translator service on W265DW at 100.9. From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The confirmation hearings begin today for the president's nominee to the U.S. Supreme Court. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos.
Brett Kavanaugh, a 53-year-old D.C. judge, if confirmed, could serve on the Supreme Court bench for decades to come. Sources tell ABC News Kavanaugh has been intensely prepping for his confirmation hearings before the Senate Judiciary Committee on Capitol Hill. Judge Kavanaugh likely to face questions about his stance on some hot-button issues,
including abortion and whether a sitting president can be indicted. ABC's Chuck Sievertson has a new look at a new ABC News Washington Post poll.
Kavanaugh is supported by 78% of Republicans, but this falls sharply to 35% of independents and 13% of Democrats. 68% of conservatives back his confirmation versus 32% of moderates and 10% of liberals.
That same poll is looking ahead to the midterm elections. Gary Langer runs polling for ABC News.
With their supporters energized in opposition to Donald Trump, Democratic candidates for the U.S. House lead their Republican opponents by 14 points in this poll, 52 to 38%. That's the largest lead for the Democrats since 2006 when they picked up 31 seats.
The poll has a margin of error of 3.6%. Congress gets back to work today, facing a budget deadline at the end of the month to avoid a possible government shutdown. Tropical storm Gordon now gaining strength in the Gulf of Mexico. Could be a hurricane by later today. Here's ABC's Jim Ryan.
The lesson learned from Hurricane Katrina in 2005 was to have a response in place before the storm hits. That's why Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards has put pen to paper.
I signed the statewide emergency declaration in anticipation of Tropical Storm Gordon's landfall, and I have authorized the National Guard to activate 200 guardsmen.
In New Orleans, a voluntary evacuation has been posted for people who live outside the flood protection levees that were rebuilt and reinforced after Katrina.
That's ABC's Jim Ryan in Biloxi. You're listening to ABC News.
Doors are being slammed in your face, and bad credit is holding you back from buying a house, car, even getting a credit card. $99 can put your credit back to a 720 or higher. That's right, just $99 per credit bureau. Bankruptcy, tax liens, judgments, and even late pays can be removed from credit reports by calling the Giving Days Foundation. A nonprofit organization is here to help. Federal law allows you to challenge each and every item on your credit report. We'll recalculate your personal credit score for only $99 per credit bureau and repair your personal credit for free. Be one of the first 10 callers. Take our personal credit challenge. Get your credit score to a 720. 800-482-4094. Call now to recalculate your personal credit score for only $99 per credit bureau and repair your personal credit for free. Call now. 800-482-4094. Don't miss this great free credit repair. Just be one of the first 10 callers. 800-482-4094.
Nike is picked to head up the Just Do It campaign, drawing controversy. The company has tapped former quarterback Colin Kaepernick, who kickstarted the protests during anthems at the NFL games by kneeling. Christine Brennan is an ABC News contributor.
Not the first time for Nike to do this, probably not the last, but certainly the most bold, and the one that will resonate potentially the farthest, just because it's the NFL on the same week that the NFL kicks off. And it involves the President of the United States.
There's a new look at the scourge of opioids and its effect on babies.
A study by Nationwide Children's Hospital in Ohio found children born to mothers who used opioids while they were pregnant were more likely to have learning disabilities and other special education needs. 1 in 7 of the more than 7,200 children studied required special classroom services for things like developmental delays or language difficulties, compared to about 1 in 10 children who weren't exposed. Drugs like fentanyl and heroin can pass through the placenta, causing many babies to go through withdrawal symptoms after birth. Daria Albinger, ABC News.
NASA is hoping some budding rocket scientists will have some sort of idea about colonizing Mars. NASA now offering a reward of up to $750,000 to anyone who can come up with a way to turn carbon dioxide into something more useful. Mars has a lot of carbon dioxide, but not much else. It's good for humans. The deadline to register is January. This is ABC News.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and we're excited to announce the new 4-pack special. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 4-pack special tab, and save 50% off the 4-pack, which includes 2 MyPillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. Use promo code SKY at checkout or call 1-800-635-1825. That's 1-800-635-1825. Or go to MyPillow.com, click the 4-pack special tab, and use promo.
Deer season has arrived, and Oakland Feed and Seed has what you need for the season. Buck jam and buck forage oats, 6-way deer forage mix, and 5-way deer forage mix. Check on the winter peas, molasses, 1 gallon and 2.5 gallon. Oakland Feed and Seed carries chicory, deer greens, dried molasses, beet juice, and more. If you're a deer hunter or want to be, go see Oakland Feed and Seed. Also, grass season is coming soon, and you can be ready with 17-17-17 fertilizer and 10-10-10 fertilizer, K31 fescue, and 5-star turf fescue. Make Oakland Feed and Seed your first stop because they have it all. Oakland Road, Spindale.
It's another hot day out there today. It's going to be warm and muggy with partly cloudy skies throughout most of the day. A stray thunderstorm possible during the afternoon and evening. Highs climb into the low 90s. Tonight, partly cloudy, muggy, and warm with temperatures staying in the lower 70s. Wednesday, we'll have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. A very slim chance for rain Wednesday with highs in the low 90s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
We're still at 70 degrees here, according to Peter the Meter Reader, warming up to about 90 before it's all over with today, with the heat index around 95, and there is a 20% chance of a passing afternoon shower. Now, not much shower activity this week at all. 50% rolls in here about Sunday, but the rest of the week it's 40%, 20%, 30% chances of showers, and those are those pop-up kind of thunder showers that roll into the afternoons and in early evenings. Right now, though, it is partly cloudy and 70 degrees here at WCAB. And today we're being kind to Jack and Barbara Nanny of Union Mills. They're celebrating their 58th wedding anniversary. So congratulations to Jack and Barbara Nanny. Now I have these death announcements. Foy Winston Gibson, age 73, of Spindale, passed away August 31st. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service in the church fellowship hall. Services will be held on Wednesday, September the 5th at 3 o'clock at Spindale United Methodist Church, and the family receiving friends 1 hour prior to the service in the fellowship hall. Burial will be private. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Foy Winston Gibson. Susan Joyce Lovelace, age 66, of Forest City, passed away August 31st at Spartanburg Medical Center. Services will be held on Wednesday, September the 5th at 11 o'clock at Wilson Baptist Church, Whiteside Road, Forest City. The body will lie in state 1 hour prior to service. The burial will take place at Eternal Hills Cemetery, Oakland Road, Forest City. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Susan Joyce Lovelace. Don Doggett, 93, of Marion, passed away Friday, August 31st. Graveside services will be held 11:30 Tuesday, September the 4th at Eternal Hills Memorial Park, Oakland Road, Forest City. Military honors will be provided by the Rutherford County Honor Guard. The family will receive friends from 10 until 11 at Crow's Mortuary in Rutherfordton. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Don Doggett of Marion. Carolyn Green Waters, 86, of Mooresboro, died Saturday, September 1st, at her home. Services will be held 12 noon Wednesday, September the 5th at Providence United Methodist Church, Providence Road, Forest City, with a visitation 1 hour prior to the service at the Family Life Center of Providence United Methodist Church. Following the service, Carolyn Waters' final resting place will be at Cliffside Cemetery, Cliffside. Eggers Funeral Home of Cliffside, serving the family of Carolyn Green Waters. Lee Ledbetter, age 79, of Rutherfordton, died Tuesday, August 28th. Memorial service will be conducted at 5 p.m. Wednesday, September the 5th at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service at the funeral home. And Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service has been entrusted with the arrangements for Lee Ledbetter of Rutherfordton. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. You can get the complete information on these and others as they become available to us this morning at 11:35, and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report right here on the most information for the foothills on 100.9 FM and 590 AM. This is WCAB Rutherfordton. Caller Run News Report coming up in just a few moments. Let me remind you that any child in North Carolina has the potential to be in contact with a child predator. I'll be interviewing a FBI special agent in charge of computer crimes at 8:30 this morning. Join us for that.
Well, the latest episode of Trump hate comes from the Houston area. Kelly Burke, a West University Place councilwoman, yelled at a group of teenage girls because one of them wore a Trump T-shirt. The teenagers were in a checkout line at Tiny's Milk and Cookies when they were approached by Burke, who shouted at them, "Grab 'em by the P word." When she screamed it again, the girls were afraid the woman was about to go postal. And then Burke yelled, "MAGA, MAGA, MAGA." She was shaking her fist at the Make America Great Again shirt that one of the girls was wearing. Now, the Harris County Constable's Office has filed a Class C misdemeanor charge against Councilwoman Burke for disorderly conduct. When a reporter arrived at her house to get a comment, Burke yelled at him, told him to get lost because she was putting her kids to bed. Now, Councilwoman Burke later issued an apology blaming Donald Trump. Through her lawyer, she said, "I do not believe repeating the words of the President of the United States is a crime. However, I will apologize again on behalf of myself, the President of the United States, and all the media outlets who repeated his words both electronically and in print." Ms. Burke belongs to an organization called Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. I guess it's a good thing she didn't have one with her, maybe. You believe the P word really ticks her off that much? Why? There are a lot of warnings you don't want to miss, like a sign saying "bridge out" up ahead. But in the digital world, there may be no warning when it comes to cyber threats. That's why the new LifeLock identity theft protection now adds Norton Security. LifeLock uses proprietary technology to help detect threats to your identity, and Norton Security protects your devices from ransomware, emerging viruses, and other online threats. And if you have a problem, their agents will work with you to fix it. Now, of course, no one can stop every cyber threat or prevent all identity theft or even monitor all transactions in all businesses. But having new LifeLock with Norton means that they'll warn you about the threats you could otherwise miss on your own. Join now. Get an extra 10% off your first year, plus a $25 Amazon gift card with annual enrollment. Go to LifeLock.com or call 800-440-4833. Use the promo code RUSH. Terms apply.
When you want your ad dollars to reach the masses, call the sales team at WCAB. Call Tracy or Jim, 828-287-3356, 100.9 FM and 590 AM.
We can't all be home in time to catch the 6 o'clock news. That's why this station is a member of the News 13 Radio Simulcast Network. Every weeknight at 6, you can get all the day's news, sports, and your exclusive Weather Scan 13 forecast from Western North Carolina's home for news, News 13 WLOS. And you don't need a TV. Just tune into the home of country music at its best. WCAB, your News 13 Radio Simulcast Network station.
It's time for you to test drive the affordable, fuel-efficient Ford Fusion from Sisk Family Ford in Forest City. Family-owned Sisk Ford can put you into the car you want with a payment plan you can appreciate. If it's a truck you want, get the Ford truck that's breaking records in sales. Ask about why the sales department is being bragged on with each and every sale that they make. They love your business at Sisk Family Ford, and it shows. New and used automobiles and an award-winning service department makes Sisk Family Ford the choice for so many. Step up to Ford today. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697.
Coal was very important for the operation of the railroad, so many railroads controlled their supply of coal by owning the coal mining operations. One such operation owned by the Union Pacific Railroad was located in Rock Springs, Wyoming. In 1885, the miners were trying to unionize. To break their efforts, the Union Pacific brought in Chinese laborers. The Chinese were hard workers, but they neither understood the concept of unionizing nor were they interested. On September 2, about 150 of the striking miners descended upon the Chinatown area. When the miners started approaching, most of the Chinese abandoned their businesses and homes and hid in the hills. Unfortunately, not everyone made it. Without weapons to defend themselves, 28 Chinese were killed and 15 wounded. A week later, the U.S. military arrived and escorted the remaining Chinese from the hills. Many of them returned to the mines. Even though the identity of the participating miners was known, the local authorities took no action against them. However, the Union Pacific did fire 45 miners for their part in the massacre. This was but one of a number of violent events that took place throughout the West. It was symptomatic of the hatred of Chinese that 3 years earlier had resulted in the passing of the Chinese Exclusion Act that prohibited further Chinese immigration into the United States. Incidentally, the Chinese Exclusion Act remained the law until World War II, when China joined on the side of the Allies. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
16 minutes after 7 o'clock on this Tuesday morning, we're being kind today to Jack and Barbara Nanny up in Union Mills. It's their 58th wedding anniversary. So congratulations to the Nanny. Now let's head toward the phone, get started with our Tuesday morning call-around portion of our news. And we stop first with the Sheriff's Department, and Sheriff Chris Francis is on the phone waiting for us. Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. Hope you're doing well this morning.
I am indeed. I trust you had a good Labor Day holiday.
Oh, it was wonderful. A lot of good family time and relaxing and a little bit of sports. It was a good weekend.
Good. I don't guess crime stopped over the holiday, though, huh?
Slowed down, but didn't stop.
Tell us what's going on.
Last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office responded to 124 calls to service. There have been 8 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 198. Among those arrests, Braylon Darnell Metcalf, 24-year-old male of Mill Springs, was charged with larceny, received a written promise to appear. Earl Paul Bowers, 31-year-old male of Rutherford, was charged with 2 counts of failure to appear and received a $6,000 secured bond. Among the incidents, we had damage to property on Windy Hill Drive in Forest City. A Nissan Rogue was keyed, causing damage to the paint. We had obtained property of a false pretense financial card fraud, Morningstar Lake Road in Forest City. Someone used the debit card information to get items off of the Internet. It appears that there were over 25 transactions in the amount of $1,100. We had a larceny of several motor vehicles on Hardy Drive in Rutherford. A 2003 Chevy Trailblazer was white in color, and a 1998 red Dodge Dakota 2-door. Both appeared to have been taken to a scrapyard without authorization of the owner in that case. And, Jim, that's what we had to report today.
All right. I appreciate that report, Sheriff, and I hope you continue to have a good week.
Thank you, sir. I hope you do as well.
Be safe out there.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See, it's 19 minutes now past the hour of 7 o'clock here on WCAB. You know, as any child in North Carolina has the potential to be in contact with a child predator from nearly any country in the world through instant electronic communications. I'll be interviewing SBI's special agent in charge of the Computer Crimes Unit this morning about 8:30 with information on how parents and adults can become more aware of these internet predators and tips to keep our kids protected. That's this morning at 8:30 right here on 100.9 FM and 590 AM. We have a busy hour during the 8 o'clock hour. We got several guests coming in at 8 o'clock this morning also to talk, and then we'll have the SBI agent at 8:30. So be sure you don't go nowhere. Leave it right there. We're coming up on our next phone call right after this. The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. Let's get the 911 Communications Center report now from Amanda. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
What's on the report from the past 24 hours?
On the last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications processed 414 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 45 for the emergency medical services, 9 for rescue, 124 calls for the Sheriff's Office, 62 for Forest City, 15 for Lake Lure, 29 for Rutherfordton, and 52 for Spindale. Fields Creek Fire Department had a brush fire. Ellenboro had a brush fire. Forest City had a motor vehicle crash. Lake Lure had a motor vehicle crash. Spindale had a structure fire assisted by Rutherfordton, and that is all.
Thanks so much, Amanda. You have a great day.
You too.
Bye. That's 911 reporting in. You know, they do in residential as well as commercial carpet, and they have done many of your friends' homes and my friend's home. I'm talking about Southern Carpets and floor covering. Carpets, hardwood, laminate, ceramic tile, luxury vinyl, sheer vinyl. They're all at your convenience, located there in the office in Forest City. They're your guide to top quality flooring experts. They can help your dreams come true. What are you dreaming for your floors in your house? Stepping up, changing around, looking for new carpet and floor covering? Well, let Southern Carpet go to work for you. You'll find them willing and able to help you with your budgetary needs. 1512 West Main Street, Forest City. The phone number is 245-0310. That's Southern Carpet. Ruby Taylor is up next with the SDO report. Good morning, Ruby.
Good morning.
What's on your report?
Well, the fire department didn't have any calls, and I don't have any birthdays, and the signs are in the breast today and tomorrow, and that's all I got, Jim.
All right, Ruby, thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too, and bye-bye.
Rutherford Regional Health System now features its walk-in services at Forest City Family Care at 212 Allendale Drive, Forest City, just behind the Tri-City Mall. Those needing walk-in care enjoy the same great services, but now at the new location. They continue to operate Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. The scope of services remain unchanged for the walk-in patients. When you don't have an appointment but need to be seen quickly, we hope you'll choose the walk-in services now located at the rear entrance of Forest City Family Care. Cherokee County Schools confirmed yesterday that a Gaffney High School student was killed in a crash along the Blue Ridge Parkway on Saturday. Quincy Moore, superintendent of the Cherokee County School District, said she was heartbroken at the loss of 16-year-old Macy Broom, an 11th grade student at Gaffney High School and the district's Institute of Innovation. Moore said Broom was a beautiful girl and an honor student. Broom's siblings attend Northwest Elementary School. Moore said the district will have extra counselors there at the school because of this one vehicle driven by a 21-year-old male and traveling northbound in a group of 4 vehicles attempted to pass another car in the group. According to Park Service, the passing vehicle lost control, left the roadway, and rolled about 200 feet down an embankment. Broom, a rear passenger in the passing car, was ejected from the vehicle and pinned beneath it, according to the Highway Patrol or National Park Service. The officials said speed was believed to be a factor, though the name of the driver is being withheld pending an investigation. According to Moore, Blakely Funeral Home in Gaffney will be handling the arrangements for this young person that was killed in that accident on the Blue Ridge Parkway over the weekend. Now, we're heading up toward the Rumbling Ball now and check in with Steve and see if he survived Labor Day. Good morning.
I did. It's 70 degrees here this morning. It's kind of bustly. A lot of folks coming and going, so we still got some folks here. I do want to first mention, though, because this just happened, there's an overturned tractor trailer on 74 West, and it's just west of Cleghorn Road. I don't know exactly where that is, but if people living in those areas will know. So, but an overturned tractor trailer, that's probably going to leave a mess. There's going to be a lot of folks trying to get around, or there may be some delays or detours or something else. I don't know. Nevertheless, I haven't heard anything regarding personal injuries. But
that was 74 West.
Yes, sir.
That's on the road there toward the Equestrian Center.
Yes, sir. Well, Cleghorn, I'm not real familiar. I think that's out that way. Nevertheless, it is overturned, and I'm sure folks will be impacted by that in some way.
They have to watch out for it. There'll be a lot of extreme heavy traffic on the roads these next few days.
Oh yeah. So it's going to be probably an ordeal there for a while because it's going to take them a while to get that truck out of the way. But nevertheless, not much else to report now. We're moving along smoothly. It's just normal go here. Yeah, we've made it through Labor Day, and we're hopefully we're catching our breath, and we got a few things left in store for us. We got the car shows coming up, but we got a little bit of gap between that. We're going to house some of the folks coming to the Equestrian Center event.
Are you?
Yes, we are. So their manager was over here yesterday, and they were talking about those things. So we'll see what happens, how that's going to impact us.
Well, there needs to be a lot of rooms and a lot of parking spots.
Yes, there does. Yeah, we kind of spread those folks out a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
And give them some nice places to stay, and hopefully they brought some pocket change with them.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. The horses are already beginning to be flown in from all over the world, and they come fly into the airport in Charlotte and pick up on trailers and brought in here. So I saw an entourage of trailers the other day being brought in.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming.
Okay. Well, we'll take some of those folks that want to stay here during the event, and we'll be glad to have them.
Sure, absolutely. We hope they feel welcome.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, you have a great day up there on this Tuesday morning, and we'll check in with you again tomorrow.
Okay, Jim.
Thanks, Steve. Bye-bye. 26 minutes after 7 o'clock right here on WCAB Rutherfordton.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Bob Hodge is up next. He's over in Hudlow, Volunteer Fire District. Bob, good morning. How you doing?
Oh, just fine. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, you're looking good over there.
Well, I'm feeling rested up now. I'm ready to go.
You're ready to go now. That's good. But let's see, Jim, up here with the fire department, with us, we've answered a medical call. Hadn't had any wrecks or fire calls overnight, so that's good. I want to say happy birthday to Warren Hopper today. And also, Mount Vernon Community Club will be celebrating their 60th anniversary coming up this coming Saturday, September the 8th. They're going to have a give-back celebration. That starts at 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. They'll have fun, fellowship, food, games, silent auctions, entertainment. Of course, we'll have the Mount Vernon Hudlow Fire Department truck, safety seat inspections, and the Ralph County Sheriff K9 dog, and have hot dogs, tea, lemonade, and all that stuff going on. So everybody in the community or anybody come on by and celebrate the anniversary there at the clubhouse there Saturday morning.
That should be a big event. I have Ann Logan coming by the radio station a little later on after 8 o'clock this morning to give us the history of that club and some of the activities that are going to be taking place. So that should be a big day.
Yeah, Ann will tell you all about it there.
Yeah, she's a historian, I believe, over there.
Yeah. Well, Jim, that's about it up here this morning, and you have a good day over there.
Thanks, Bob. You enjoy your day as well. I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's Bob Hodge over at Hudlow this morning. When you want some miracles happen in your life, maybe Miracle-Ear hearing instruments might be what you're looking for if you're losing that hearing. See Lisa Terry at Miracle-Ear in Forest City. She can help you. Millions of satisfied Miracle-Ear customers worldwide. There's no better respected or well-known brand in hearing aids than Miracle-Ear. Schedule your free hearing test. Just call 368-4126, 368-4126. You may want to ask about the Miracle-Ear Genius 2.0 with the advanced technology. high-def sound quality and adapts to your surroundings automatically. It zeroes in on conversations while reducing distracting background noises. And on the features line up with this Miracle Ear Genius 2.0. Here's the phone number to call to set your appointment up, 368-4126. That's 368-4126. Miracle Ear. Find out more about the miracle. Well, an international cargo plane carrying the first horses for the World Equestrian Games arrived at the Greenville-Spartanburg International Airport Sunday afternoon. The jet was parked next to the airport's cargo facility, and under a blue sky with puffy white cumulus clouds, dozens of horses were unloaded onto trailers to be transported 44 miles away to the Tryon International Equestrian Center right here in Mill Springs, site of the World Equestrian Games starting the 11th of this month. GSP spokesman Dudley Brown confirmed the horses landed at the airport before 1 p.m. Sunday and should be on the way to Polk County by now. Some of them probably have already arrived. Brown said the International Federation for Equestrian Sports would be photographing the horses and providing updates to the media later Sunday afternoon. I saw a video of, 6 or 8 of those big trailer trucks bringing horses into the games. An estimated 75 horses traveled to GSP on Sunday from Belgium, Bordeaux-Dubois-based Emirates Boeing 777 freighter aircraft. It was the first of several flights to arrive, with a total of 550 horses expected from Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, France, and others. The games are expected to draw 550,000 spectators and pump about $400 million into the North and South Carolina economy. So get your horses ready. The team's in town. Let's go to Cherry Mountain Fire District now. And Sue, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Jim. I'm doing good. Hope you are.
I am doing well, thanks. Tell us what's going on over there.
Well, as far as I know, the fire department's been quiet. Hadn't heard anything. And let's see, on my calendar, church calendar, I got Ginger McCraw and Elena McCraw. So I hope they'll have a good birthday. And let's see, nothing on my personal calendar today. And nothing on First Broads. Fairview's got a birthday for Neil Van Dyke. So happy birthday to Neil. And anybody that's having a birthday or anniversary, we hope they'll have a really good day today on their special day. And in my announcements, the Golden Valley Community Club fundraiser raffle. 3 chances to win off of your ticket. Tickets are $10. You don't have to be present to win. The drawing date is September the 8th. And on September the 8th at the clubhouse, we'll be having a candidates forum. It starts at 3 o'clock. The first ones will be there from 3 to about, about 4. And then we'll be having hot dogs and hamburger plates for sale. And then after that, around 6:30, the other 2, the commissioners and the sheriffs, will be there to talk. So come on out and be a part of that. And the drawing will be held sometime during that time for the rifles. So looking for a good day, good afternoon and evening up there at the clubhouse. Interested to see what the candidates are going to say. Always like to be aware of what they're thinking. And so far, I guess that's the only announcement I have. It's just quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Thanks, Sue. Appreciate it. You have a great day, too. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Right, bye-bye.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowners' needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
Well, what was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing.
Get ready for those hot summer months driving with a stop at RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue. The Express Inspection Station gets you back on the road and keeps you legal. Speedy Lube has 2 lanes to serve you, gets you in and out in no time, and vacuum your car while the oil is being changed, air conditioner checked, transmission flushed, wiper blades replaced if needed, even a top-of-the-line car wash, all at RS Speedy Lube and Inspection Station, Railroad Avenue in Ruth. Take care of that car and have a safe trip.
Now let's check it over to Drop In Family Grocery over near Bostic, on the Bostic Sunshine Highway, right across from the post office there. And on the phone with me right now is Audrey Allman, the manager. Good morning, Audrey.
Good morning, Jim. You doing all right today?
I am doing very well, thank you. Do you have a good day off?
Yeah. No, actually, I worked yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Well, I stopped in to see you over there yesterday afternoon. You're already gone for the day.
Yeah. I think I left out about 3:34 yesterday, and I must have missed you.
Yeah, it's 3:35 when I got there.
Yeah.
I stopped in and get some of that pimento cheese. It sells so good over there. It's really good.
Oh, yeah, the stands?
Yes.
It is awesome, yeah.
Really good. I stopped in and get some of that. And, they said they'd been quite busy over the morning hours on Labor Day, so I guess being available for that holiday traffic was good.
Yes, it was.
What's your breakfast special today?
Well, right now, Jim, we got for breakfast, we got a mix and match special going on with the sausage and liver mush. You can get either sausage and liver mush or 2 sausage or 2 liver mush, whichever way you choose. And you can get them 2 for $3 right now. And, that's really good. If you got 2 or 3 children, you can come in on the way to school and pick those up. Just a real good buy.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah, it does. And also today in the meat market, we're still running our ribeye steaks for $8.99 a pound, which is great. And, if people don't want that, we still have the ground chuck and sirloin steaks, chicken breast, pork chops, just any kind of meat anybody would want.
Well, I looked over that meat market yesterday when I was in there. There is some good-looking meat back there in that meat market, I'll tell you now. That looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it was. I thought, man, that'd be the place to go to buy your meat for cooking out for sure.
Yeah, it sure would.
Anything else going on?
Well, we still have the milk for $3.49 a gallon, which to me is a real good price, and the large iced tea, you can get it with crushed ice for 99 cents, and we still, plenty of slushies back there. I think we got 6 flavors, and milkshakes, we got about 14 different flavors, so, enjoy, a good cold milkshake or iced tea during this hot weather.
Open 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's Drop-In Family Grocery there in Bostic. Bostic Sunshine Highway. Go see Audrey and her team over there. They'd love to see you come in. Audrey, thanks so much.
All right. Have a good day.
See ya. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Here's Brenda Kelly now with the Reunion Mills Report. Brenda, good morning.
Good morning. How are you on this terrific Tuesday after Labor Day?
Oh, I'm loving it, loving it, loving it.
So you was out and about yesterday, was you?
I was out, yeah. Rested yesterday morning, got out and about a little bit, and drove up to Golden Valley yesterday.
Oh, I bet it was pretty up through there, wasn't it?
Pulled out my old pickup truck, Faye and I rode up to Golden Valley.
Well, good.
It was a beautiful day to travel up there, sure was.
Yeah. Well, I went with my daughter and grandchildren and great-grandchildren up to Santa Land.
Oh, yeah?
It was cool up there.
Was it really?
Yeah. We never did even break a sweat, and we walked all day long.
Is Land a pretty good place?
Yeah, it's for children. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had 6 or 7 different rides. They had the paddle boat, and fish out there. You could feed the fish, and they had all kind of. They got a good zoo. They had a tiger and a camel and little goats and a lemur, porcupine, pigs, deer, fowling deer. I can't, but and that's what I enjoyed was the zoo.
Yeah.
The zoo part. I enjoyed that.
I love zoos.
Yeah, and then they had a magic show for the children, and so it was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. And so it was a pretty ride up there. The mountains, they're so pretty. I take the mountains any day over the beach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, particularly right now. There's so much stuff going on at the beach. I'd rather be in the mountains.
Oh, yeah. I've always preferred the mountains over the beach. You go to the beach, all it is sand and grit.
That's right.
But everybody's different. But we hope everybody's having a good day. I've got 68 degrees on the front porch. Birthdays today. I've got Renee H. Smith, Linda Ledford, Emily Wood, Bobby D. Lale, Karen Jewett Connor, Charles Black, and on Round Hill, I think it's the people you're being kind to, Barbara and Jack Nanny's anniversary, and Ronald Shelton's birthday. So we hope all these people have a great old big day on their special day. And I want to say a special birthday to Charles Black. I grew up with him out on the end of Spindale Street. It wasn't Spindale Street then, it was out in the country.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know Charles.
Yeah, and so I hope he has a good day. And in ways of announcements, Union Mills Learning Center on Hudlow Road in Union Mills on Friday, September the 7th at 7 p.m. is going to have Bluegrass Tradition. Meal beginning at 6 p.m. and the cost of the meal is $5. And that consists of spaghetti, salad, bread, dessert, and drink. And music begins at 7 p.m. and they have a tip jar available for the band. And then buffet breakfast at Gilkey School Community Center starts at 7 a.m. and goes to 10 a.m. and that's Saturday, September the 8th. Adults $6, kids 6 to 12 $3, 6 and under free. All you can eat sausage, bacon, liver mush, gravy, and biscuits, and all the trimmings and proceeds go to help rebuild the old Gilkey School. And I reckon that's all I got going on that I know of.
All right. Sounds like you got a good day, and I hope you have another good Tuesday day. Good.
Now, you have a good one also, and we'll catch you another time.
Thanks, Brenda. Bye.
Okay.
Brenda Keller reporting out of Union Mills this morning at 7:42.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Well, the Braves beat the Pirates yesterday 5-1. They'll be going at it again this evening, Braves in Boston. 6:20 airtime, and we'll join that pregame following News 1386. They have a today and tomorrow a series with Boston. Then we'll go to Arizona, play a game out there. We're going over to Ellenboro right now and get Luther Gilligan on the phone. I believe he's standing by. Don't have Luther just yet. I remind you, though, that we are being kind to Jack and Barbara Nanny, 58th anniversary over in Union Mills. And we want to wish them a happy, happy anniversary, 58 years together. That's great. Fantastic, fantastic record. Now here's the man, Luther Gilligan, Ellenboro reporter. Good morning.
Good morning, you two. I hope you're having a good day.
I am having a great day. Hope you are.
Hey, we're going to have a fantastic day down here. It's going to be a good day.
Good.
We're going to have a good time today. Play the dirt and the mud, oil. Maybe nothing, but hey, we'll have a good time with that too. But it's quiet this morning. Nothing going on. Everybody just got their long weekend over, get back to work, get back to the swing of things, and get a new week started. So we just sitting around drinking coffee and see what's happening. But let's see, part of what they've been quiet this morning. They had one call yesterday. Had Brooks far down. She's around 6 points area. Other than that, Everything's quiet. It's just quiet everywhere this morning. But what we have birthday today, see Miss Ivor Macy's having a birthday this morning, and Savannah Wallace having one. So these two ladies have a great day today and enjoy their day. And boy, I'm going to have a good time today. You have a great time up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Luther, thanks very much. I'll see you then. So long.
All right, take care now.
That's Luther Gilligan reporting out of Ellenboro. And if you're having a birthday today on this 4th day of September, call it in to us now. We'll celebrate and give away some donuts from Granny B's here in just a few moments. So you can call your birthdays in now at 287-3356. While you're doing that, let me remind you that seniors, it is never too late. Don't ever give up. Over in Sneedville, Virginia, WATE is reporting that this is a story bound to put a smile on your face. A special wedding happened Saturday in Sneedville. The groom is 95 and his bride is 81. WATE 6 on your side reporter Elizabeth Kubel went to Sneedville to capture the couple's unique journey to the altar. Margaret McCoy and Oliver Stilson's love story started at Duck Creek Baptist Church. That's where a new chapter unfolded Saturday. The day, a few months in the making for the couple. He said she's a good Christian lady and we're going to be happy as two bugs in a rug. I sat by a lady that she made a quilt for, so she told me that she couldn't give her one and not give me one because I was sitting right next to her, so she gave me one. I looked at it and said to myself, why did she do that? So the next week, when it all started, here he comes up the aisle walking with a piece of paper with his phone number on it and a little shoe he had carved, a little old-fashioned baby shoe. And he says, I have to give you a gift. You gave me a gift. And he said, my name is Ollie or Oliver. And he said, will you go out with me to dinner? To my surprise, she said yes. We went out about 3 or 4 times and we fell in love. We just fell in love immediately, he said. Margaret and Oliver knew they couldn't live without each other, deciding to spend the rest of their lives as husband and wife. Keep in mind, he's 95, she's 81. Proving love has no age limit. There is still love out there for you. There's still hope. If you seek that love of another person, I think it can still happen for them, the best man, Patrick Creedon, said. Now the happy couple is looking forward to all their married life will bring for them. Working together, cooking together, loving together. I can't say enough that I like about her. She's great. We're going to be very happy, McCoy said. In case you were wondering, before Saturday, Margaret had been widowed for 14 years and Oliver for 11. Now the happy couple is planning a honeymoon trip to Michigan next summer. So don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Well, happy anniversary to Jack and Barb and Nanny of Union Mills. It's their 58th anniversary, so we want to wish them a happy anniversary. And Ron and Donna Filer of Forest City is also celebrating an anniversary. We want to wish them a happy. And on this 4th day of September, Raina Smith, Linda Ledford, Emily Wood, Bobby Lell, and Karen Jewel Connor, and Charles Black all having birthdays today. So we wish you happy. And we'll find out in just a moment who's going to win the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. Stand by.
Heartwarmer says friends multiply joy and divide sorrow. We tend to feel detached and isolated during times of grief. We alone can feel the depth of our pain. Yet our friends want to be there for us. At such times, we need to open the doors of our heart and let others in to divide our sorrows and multiply our joys. Grief has to be dealt with. We can't avoid it. It's real. It's going to shout at us and pound on our spirit until we pay attention to it. It's relentless, but it need not defeat us. I know 2 women whose husbands passed away. One never left the anger stage. She embraced it and let the anger act like an acid. She refused all offers of comfort and love from friends. She refused their invitations and wouldn't talk to them. Today, her appearance reflects a dislike for herself and everyone else. Bitterness seems to have consumed her. On the other hand, the second woman accepted the loving comfort and companionship that friends offered. She cherished their help, prayers, and love. Not only was her sorrow divided and her joy multiplied, but she was able to be God's instrument to help others. Just as Jesus multiplied a little boy's generosity of loaves and fishes to feed the 5,000, so too will he multiply our joy and divide our sorrows if we but open the door for him to act. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
And congratulations going out to Ron and Donna Filer of Forest City. They won the Daylight Donuts this morning, and we'll have a certificate over here. Stop by and pick that up. We'd be glad to have you do that. Coming up next hour, we got a busy hour. We got Andrew Tisdale in to talk some sense to us, and then Ann Logan is in the building to talk with us about the Mount Vernon Community Club. We'll be celebrating 60 years on September the 8th. We'll find out more about that. The 60 years of service from Ann, and then we're scheduled to be talking with an SBI agent at 8:30. He's in charge of the Computer Crimes Unit with information on how parents and adults can become more aware of internet predators and tips to keep our kids protected. Any child in North Carolina has the potential to be in contact with a child predator from nearly any country in the world through instant electronic communications. And we'll find out from this SBI special agent who is in charge of Computer Crimes Unit to learn more about how wild that really has gotten and how to protect your kid from it. So that's this morning at 8:30 right here on 100.9 FM and 590 AM. And we may have other guests show up this morning. Who knows? It might be a busy time for us.
Little darling, oh, little darling, oh, where are you, my lover? I was wrong to try to love you, but no, well, that my lover was just for you.
My darling, I need you to call my own and never do wrong, to hold in mind your little hand. I'll know too soon that all is so grand. Please hold my hand.
My dear, I was wrong to try to love you. Oh, well, that my lover was just for you.
WCAB Rutherfordton, serving the foothills of the Carolinas, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, live from the Blue Room, WCAB.
MCN News. I'm Mike Riley. Tropical Storm Gordon continues to move towards the Gulf Coast. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca says wind may not be the big concern with this storm. In some areas, they could see up to 12 inches of rain, though.
Gordon could be a Category 1 hurricane by the time it makes landfall. And, of course, the big concern with hurricanes is the storm surge. And officials with the National Hurricane Center say they're expecting anywhere from 3 to 5 feet with this storm surge. And that, on the coastal area, can cause millions of dollars in damage.
Emergency responders say there's reason to be careful at the beach in North Carolina. Pine Knoll Shores emergency responders say they have seen a spike in jellyfish stings at the beaches. Kaylee was with her family enjoying a day at the beach when she heard a scream. She tells WCTI News.
We were in the water and we saw a little girl. She got stung by a jellyfish.
Kaylee said the little girl looked to be in a lot of pain, but she's expected to be okay. Confirmation hearings begin today for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. CBS's Jan Crawford at the Senate office building, where Democrats have been frustrated with the lack of full disclosure about Kavanaugh's work in prior administration.
Late last night, a lawyer for former President George W. Bush released another 40,000 pages of additional documents from Kavanaugh's time in the Bush White House, but that didn't satisfy Chuck Schumer, who said that just doesn't give them enough time.
A Black Mountain woman said her family dog saved her from a bear. The 5-pound dog unfortunately lost his life. Education specialist Lauren Pyle up in Asheville tells WLOS News.
They're definitely going to be hungrier now as they're looking for food, trying to move on.
North Carolina Highway Patrol is investigating after a pedestrian was struck and killed by a vehicle in North Gaston County on Monday evening. Troopers say a driver hit and killed 31-year-old Amanda Johnson as she walked into the northbound lanes. You're listening to NCN News.
At AT&T, we believe that access to affordable home internet brings you incredible opportunities. You can enjoy the power to explore a digital world of possibilities and connect with family, friends, and the things that matter most. That's why there's access from AT&T. If a member of your household is a SNAP participant, you may qualify for home internet at a discounted rate of $10 a month. No commitment, no deposit, no installation fee. Plus, get an in-home Wi-Fi gateway at no extra cost. Call 1-855-220-5211 or visit att.com/aware to learn more.
SNAP refers to the Federal Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Pricing excludes tax. Service will include a monthly data allowance depending on the type and speed of service you receive. If you exceed your monthly data plan allowance, you will be automatically charged $10 for each 50 gigabytes of data usage in excess of your data plan, even if less than 50 gigabytes is used. For details about data allowances, go to att.com/internet-usage. Wi-Fi enabled device required. Other restrictions apply.
There's a new accusation against NBC in the Harvey Weinstein scandal. Over to CBS's Vicki Barker.
One of Weinstein's accusers is challenging NBC's claims that it shelved an expose on the now disgraced film mogul, in part because none of the women interviewed would go on camera or on the record. Emily Nestor says she and another woman offered to do both when she heard another accuser had pulled out of Ronan Farrow's investigation. In a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, Nestor says she was told the network wasn't interested. The New Yorker then printed Farrow's story. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Police are being tight-lipped while they investigate an overnight homicide in Cornelius. A man was found shot to death outside a group of condominiums. Investigators say they did not have any specific suspect information. The state's agriculture commissioner is out with a warning related to the spread of fire ants. Steve Troxler explains that rules are in place to limit their spread, but admits stopping their spread can be difficult.
In 2007, we did the hay relief program, and we had borrowed a bale of hay from Davidson County to do a press conference. And after we did the press conference, we figured out that the bale of hay had fire ants in it.
Everyone can use a shoulder to cry on. A controversial rapper is getting one in a new cartoon video. CBS News correspondent Deborah Rodriguez.
A new music video from Childish Gambino delves into the controversy over Kanye West's friendship with President Trump. The video for the song Feels Like Summer is animated and shows former First Lady Michelle Obama hugging a crying Kanye, who's wearing a red Make America Great Again hat. Back in May, the rapper called slavery a choice, but but recently apologized. The new video also features animated cameos by Beyonce, Chance the Rapper, and Will Smith.
24/7 WCAB is serving the foothills of the Carolinas. Learn more about us at www.wcab59.com.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The confirmation hearings for the president's pick to the U.S. Supreme Court, Judge Brett Kavanaugh, begin in a couple of hours. Here's ABC's Terry Moran.
Republicans are going to try to use these 4 days of hearings to get a smooth course for Kavanaugh onto the Supreme Court by the first Monday in October. But Democrats want to use these hearings to try to paint Brett Kavanaugh as much more of a Washington, D.C. Republican Party careerist and operative than a fair judge. But at the end, it's going to be a vote. And right now, Republicans have the votes.
In his opening statement, Kavanaugh will say a good judge must be neutral and impartial. A new ABC News Washington Post poll shows Kavanaugh has the lowest support among Americans in the last 30 years. And Gary Langer, who runs polls for ABC News, has also been taking a look at the midterms.
60% of registered voters say they'd like to see the Democrats control Congress as a check on Donald Trump. His approval rating is the lowest on record for a president heading into his first midterm.
Tropical storm Gordon is in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico right now, headed for the Mississippi coast. ABC's Jim Ryan's in Biloxi.
The closer you get to the shoreline, the harder it becomes to find emergency supplies. Roshan Patel got to the store early.
I went to Sam's, bought a bunch of water and stuff for my family to kind of prepare, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Several coastal school districts have extended the Labor Day weekend for another day, allowing students and staff to stay home and prepare for Gordon's landfall.
The search continues in the Colorado River for 3 people still missing after 2 boats collided over the weekend. One person was killed. Taylor Corbino was in one of the boats. She was pitched into the river.
I was in the water. The current was so strong. It was moving me around, and all I could think about is get air. I don't know. I can't tell you how long I was underwater, but I know that it was long enough to where I couldn't hold my breath anymore.
ESPN says the head of USA Gymnastics, CEO Carrie Perry, is now resigning as a result of the Larry Nassar sex abuse scandal. You're listening to ABC News.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and we're excited to announce the new 4-pack special. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 4-pack special tab, and save 50% off the 4-pack, which includes 2 MyPillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. Use promo code SKY at checkout or call 1-800-635-1825. That's 1-800-635-1825. Or go to MyPillow.com, click the 4-pack special tab, and use promo code SKY at checkout.
On Friday, September 7th, Stand Up to Cancer is teaming up for something big. Every network, every star will come together for one night to save lives. You have the chance to join millions in the fight against cancer. You'll want to be there to see the magic that happens when we all come together for a cause. Stand Up to Cancer. Tune in live, Friday, September 7th at 8/7 Central on ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. We can't do this without you. Check your local listings for cable providers.
A doctor in Texas is now apologizing for his statements about female doctors.
Dr. Gary Tiggs, founder of Plano Internal Medicine Associates, Plano, Texas, told the Dallas Medical Journal that female physicians don't work as hard and don't see as many patients as male counterparts because they don't want to be rushed or work long hours because their priorities are family or social, and accordingly, says Tiggs, don't deserve equal pay. The Journal says it disagrees with the doc but posted his comments to spark dialogue. Social media went ablaze. Tiggs apologizes on his office website, praising female docs he knows for compassion, diligence, and professionalism. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
The biggest bank in the country, J.P. Morgan Chase, has agreed to pay $24 million to settle a racial discrimination lawsuit. Bloomberg says most of the money will go to 6 current and former African-American financial advisors. $4.5 million will go into a fund focused on minority recruitment and bias training. The new face of Nike's Just Do It campaign is former quarterback Colin Kaepernick, the man who first knelt down during the national anthem at NFL games to protest police brutality. ABC News contributor Christine Brennan.
This kind of thing that you would just never see. A man who's suing the National Football League now be a part of an ad campaign by the company that supplies all the uniforms for the National Football League.
Kaepernick is suing the league, saying that the teams have conspired to keep him off the field. This is ABC News.
It's time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Zoom gives you flawless video, crystal clear audio, and instant sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit Zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Just a couple of spotty thunderstorms possible over the next couple of days. It is going to remain hot for quite some time. Partly cloudy today. A late day thunderstorm possible with high temperatures in the lower 90s. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, muggy, and staying warm with temperatures in the lower 70s. Wednesday will have mostly sunny skies, just a slim chance for rain with highs in the low 90s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
71 degrees and partly cloudy here at WCAB in Rutherfordton, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, and it is Tuesday morning, the 4th day of the month, and Tuesday morning always means it's Andrew Tisdale Day. The financial advisor with Edward Jones, and he's right here live in the studio with me right now to talk about some sensible things. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How was your Labor Day?
It was good. Yeah. It was good. Always good to take a Labor Day and not labor too hard.
That's right. It's a good time to change your memory a little bit, change your mind a little bit.
Change your mind, recalculate.
Yeah, there you go.
Reboot.
Reboot.
Now in the technology age, we rebooted.
That's right. Tell us what you got on your mind today.
Anytime you spend $1, anytime you put $1 away from you, you're investing in something. Investing is not always stocks and bonds and real estate, CDs. It's anytime you put money in something else. Today, I just want to give some tips on to look at every time you exchange money, look at it as an investment. And one thing a lot of people need to take some time to think about, is it better to buy something new or used? And it's not that simple to say, well, I always buy used, everything. That's not the case. Anytime you invest in something, you want to invest in quality. So what are some things that we can buy that's better new than used? For example, it's probably always better to buy a new mattress. Well, how come? Because you ever heard of a bedwetter or bed bugs or any, but you think about that. But then again, you got to think about that stuff has already been used, and what is a mattress's purpose? So if you ever need to buy a mattress, it's probably better to buy it new. I don't think I would really want to buy any sports safety equipment used, like goggles or helmets or elbow pads or knee pads, because after that first nasty spill, it's pretty much done its job, and it may not be able to do its job next time for you. But what about used products? What are some good quality used products you can buy? Well, think about a car. Sometimes a new car can drop in value the second you drive one off the lot. So let's say you buy a $9,000 car and finance it. Well, in 5 years, now you're paid $12,000 for that car, and it's only worth $5,000. That's a pretty hard investment on that. Everything is not just quite simple when you look at it, but always look for the quality before you spend the money. Look for what you're going to get and how long it's going to last and how long you can make your dollar last for you. Here's another one to buy used. Think about tools. Have you ever held a hammer? Hammers have very long lifespans. Most hand tools are well made, so there's sometimes no reason to buy a new one. Look for a good quality used one. You'll save your money and it will last just as long. So investing, again, is not always stocks and bonds. It's anytime you exchange money. Use your money for high quality. It could be new, it could be used, but think about it as, what can I get the most for my money?
Smart thinking from Andrew Tisdale, financial advisor with Edward Jones. In 173 Railroad Avenue, Rutherfordton. Phone number is 287-9197. Thanks for that worthwhile information.
Glad to be here. Now it's time to go really labor.
Yes, sir. There you go. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, sir.
And I'll be back in just a moment. Got another special guest in the studio with me this morning, and Logan. We'll be talking about something you might be interested in right after this.
Can I help you?
Colossal Cash Scratch-Off.
Madam desires the 5-star scratch-off experience with a $10 million top prize.
Did you just change your voice? Is that a pianist?
But of course. Enjoy while I personally select your Colossal Cash ticket. Release the stallions.
Wild horses?
On a luxurious beach with your personal masseuse.
Ow! Relax the shoulders.
And now, voila! Your Colossal Cash scratch-off. Welcome to luxury.
Wow, I'll scratch it right now.
Please, madam, someone will scratch that for you.
Why not?
With a $10 million top prize, Colossal Cash from the North Carolina Education Lottery is a 5-star scratch-off experience.
Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning, including break-even prizes, are 1 in 2.83. Approximate odds to win top prizes are 1 in 3.96 million. $10 million annuity top prize with lump sum cash value of $6 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Right now, Carolina West Wireless is offering buy one, get one free on some of our most popular brand name smartphones, including the Samsung Galaxy S8 with the infinity display, iris scanning, and a 12 megapixel camera. So wherever life takes you, your new phones will let you send, search, and share as much or as little as you choose. BOGO S8s end September 8th. Carolina West Wireless. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details.
It's 8:10 here on WCAB Tuesday morning broadcast. Congratulations again to Ron and Donna Fowler of Forest City. They won the De La Donas this morning from the drawing. And we're being kind to Jack and Barbara Nanny up in Union Mills on their 58th wedding anniversary. Well, there's a big deal coming up on Saturday up in the Mount Vernon Clubhouse area. And Ann Logan is with me this morning. She's the chairman of the project, and she's here to talk about it. Ann, good morning.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for letting me come by.
Good to see you here this morning.
You too.
Tell us about the Mount Vernon Clubhouse, celebrating a big year. What's a little bit of the history of that?
Well, this is our 60th year of the clubhouse, Jim. It started back in 1958 with members of the Mount Vernon Home Demonstration Club. This was a group of women that wanted to see the community thrive, and they thought that they needed a clubhouse. They weren't getting very far by themselves, and so they drew in the men, and then they changed the name to the Mount Vernon Rural Development Club. And back then, the community met together in places like the school, and so they thought they needed a place set aside especially just for events in the community, and also they they wanted to build a clubhouse for that. So they got the men together, and they worked. Mount Vernon Baptist Church gave the land to build the clubhouse, and Mount Hebron Methodist Church, gave the water rights from their parsonage well, which was just across the street from the clubhouse. So that was the beginning, and that's how they wanted to get started. And they wanted to especially recognize H.D. Dillingham for his work, and he did a lot of the planning for the community club.
How often do you meet? Does your club meet?
We meet once a month, and we have a potluck supper. We meet on the second Tuesday of every month. We have a potluck supper, and then we have our meeting after that. We discuss plans and things, what we need to do to keep the clubhouse just in good shape and running and.
We've done a remarkable job over there. The clubhouse really looks nice, and the area rent has done well.
Thank you. We love it, and we've got a good group of dedicated volunteers who just really come and give their all to keep the club going.
What do you plan for Saturday? You got a big deal coming up?
Oh, we're so excited about Saturday. In our 60th year, we've decided to give back to the community. We're having this give back celebration, and it's to thank all the folks that have helped us by donating pies and cakes and things for our chicken pie suppers. And we also want to thank the people who come to our suppers, because without them, our project would just go down the tubes. We're going to have our celebration on September the 8th from 11 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. We're going to have games, face paintings. There'll be a Mount Vernon fire truck. We're going to have child safety seat inspection and a demonstration from the canine dogs at the Sheriff's Department. I'm really looking forward to that because I think that'll be exciting. We're also going to have a silent auction. We've had some very exciting things that we're going to have in this silent auction, and so much more, Jim. And we're going to have lots of fun. We're going to have fellowship, and we're going to have free food.
Free food.
Free food. Can you
Surely
believe
not.
that?
Surely
Yes, we're going to serve hot dogs, chips, drinks. Well, we're going to have tea and lemonade to drink, and desserts. And when the Mount Vernon Community Club puts on a celebration, we put on a celebration.
I can believe that. You put on some good suppers over there, too. I bet a few of those.
We sure do. And speaking of suppers, don't forget our ham suppers are going to be this year starting in October, and those are on the second Saturday of October, November, February, and March.
You have ham and chicken pies.
We are having ham and chicken pies, yes.
Well, that's some good cooks over there.
Oh, yes. The best in the county.
So Saturday is basically just a thank you and a celebration of past events and what you're anticipating for the future.
Exactly.
It's not a fundraising day then.
Well, the silent auction would be just a bit of a fundraiser. We have a few things that we're really excited about on that. But the food is free, and that's...
Starts at what time?
At 11 o'clock.
Sounds great. And Saturday's going to be a pretty good day weather-wise, so I think that'll be great.
We're so looking forward to it. I was afraid maybe these hurricanes and things that are brewing might work in on us, but hopefully they're not.
Many of you probably remember Ann Logan from Northwestern Bank days. Weren't you at Northwestern Bank for a number of years?
Oh, yes. That was many years ago. Yeah. 4 banks since then, Jim.
Ann Logan, she's the chairman of this project on Saturday. Come out and support them and let them know what you think about what they've been doing over there. It is a beautiful location, a beautiful area. And it's a great group of people who work at it. Ann Logan, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jim.
Look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
16 minutes after 8 o'clock, coming up, we have another guest in the studio with me to talk about something that you may or may not know about, and he'll be my next guest right after this.
Hey, this is Brittany from the gift shop at Smith's Drugs of Forest City. Come see me for all your vacation needs, including sunscreen, sun hats, sunglasses, bug spray, and stylish summer clothing. I'm excited to tell you we have new summer sandals and booties. See you soon.
16 minutes after 8 o'clock, we'll have that Sheriff's Report coming up again in just a few moments, but right now I have another guest in the studio. I like these busy mornings. We got a special guest, longtime friend, and many of you know him, and you knew his dad very well, but I have with me right now Tommy Tisdale. That's Tom Tisdale's son.
I'm the fourth.
You're the fourth. All right, slide on up a little closer to the microphone.
Okay.
You're the fourth
All right.
of the Tisdale, right?
That's right. Thomas Paul Tisdale the fourth.
Yeah, he was the prettiest man in Alabama.
That's right.
Where does that leave you?
I'm the prettiest man in Colfax Township. Yeah, he wouldn't let me build in Ellenboro city limits when we built our house. He said, you got to be outside the city limits.
I hear you.
Okay.
Oh, he was quite a guy.
Yeah, he was.
Good person. Everybody loved Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
You're here to talk about Trail Life USA. Tell us about that. Is that a new organization, or has that been around a while?
It's been around about 4 years. It actually started, the program started in 2014, but there was, prior to that in 13, a lot of scouters, Boy Scouters. I was in Scouts since I was 11, but decided to go a different direction. And so met in Nashville, Tennessee for the kickoff and came up with the name and the program. And so we've been actually on the ground running since 2014. So we will be starting our 5th year in January.
So this is an organization, leadership, character organization that folks that may be unhappy with the turn that the Boy Scouts have taken with some of their philosophy.
Yeah. We felt like that we needed to offer an alternative that would be from a biblical worldview, that would be Christ-centered, and so that's where Trail Life got started, and it's doing real well. We have a troop in Ellenboro. There's one in Lake Lure, and it's growing nationwide. Yeah. But we have a open house this coming Monday at 6:45. We meet at Corinth Baptist Church in Ellenboro. Corinth sponsors our Trail Life troop there. And so if we have any parents that would like for their sons to possibly check us out and see if they'd like to be involved with this organization, we'd be glad to have them. Like I say, it's at 6:45 Monday. We meet on Mondays. We meet every Monday that the schools are in session. We go by the public school schedule. So if it's in session, we're in session. If it's not, we're not. And we have camps that we go to. We have trail badges. So it's pretty much designed from the Boy Scout patrol
various
bases.
ranks that they prepare for
Yes.
and learn and make another step up.
That's correct. Yep. Yeah, sure do. We have from kindergarten through the 12th grade in our troop. And so if you have any boys in that age from kindergarten to 12th grade, they would meet on the same night at the same location, and we got some great leaders. We've been blessed with some great leaders, and so we're real pleased how our Trail Life troop is doing, and the boys, most of the boys seem to really like it.
And you always meet at Corinth?
That's correct.
Corinth Baptist Church. Is that the only unit in the county? Are you looking to expand more?
Well, we would love to expand more if we can find other churches that would love to sponsor a troop. That way people wouldn't have to drive as far. We have boys coming from Cleveland County to our troop, and we have some coming from Rutherford. But there is a troop in Lake Lure that's just beginning to get started. So we have 2 in the county now. But ours was the first, and right now we have about 35 boys that's in our program. And
I've been a big fan of the Boy Scouts over the years. I know you've been a leader in the Boy Scouts for a number of years, and many of us we're saddened over the turn of events and the national philosophy. And I know a lot of the local groups don't feel that way, but the national philosophy, they had a turn of events that I don't necessarily agree with, and that opened the door for Trail Life. And I was unaware of Trail Life, but I'm glad you brought that to our attention. If someone needed to get involved, do they need to contact someone, or just show up at the meeting? Or
they can just show up at the meeting, or they feel free to give me a call, 704-472-6079. That's my cell number. But I would say just come to our meeting on Monday. Check us out. Also, you can go online, Trail Life USA, and read up about it, read what they stand for, what their values are, what their core values are, and learn about the organization that way.
Would that be the best way if someone wanted to start an organization, say like in Rutherfordton or another area other than Ellenboro? Is that be the best way to go online and find out what to do, or should they contact you?
Well, they could do either one, but I'd be glad for them to contact me because having the experience of getting a troop started and what would be required for that organization to sponsor a troop, and then we can get them in touch with the national organization. But they definitely can go online, but I'll be glad to speak to them about it also.
Trail Life USA, Tommy Tisdale, my guest this morning. I wish he had a lot more time to talk to you about that. But come back again and share with us other opportunities from Trail Life USA.
Great, be glad to. Thank you for having me this morning.
22 after 8 o'clock. Here's our Sheriff's Report, recorded earlier for broadcast at this time. Here's Sheriff Chris Francis.
Last 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office responded to 124 calls to service. There have been 8 arrests processed at the county jail. Currently incarcerated, we have 198. Among those arrests, Braylon Darnell Metcalf, 24-year-old male of Mill Springs, was charged with larceny, received a written promise to appear. Earl Paul Bowers, 31-year-old male of Rutherford, was charged with 2 counts of failure to appear and received a $6,000 secured bond. Among the incidents, we had damage to property on Windy Hill Drive in Forest City. A Nissan Rogue was keyed, causing damage to the paint. We had obtained property of a false pretense financial card fraud, Morningstar Lake Road in Forest City. Someone used the debit card information to get items off of the internet. It appears that there were over 25 transactions in the amount of $1,100. We had a larceny of several motor vehicles on Hardy Drive in Rutherford. A 2003 Chevy Trailblazer was white in color, and a 1998 red Dodge Dakota 2-door. Both appeared to have been taken to a scrapyard without authorization of the owner in that case. And Jim, that's what we had to report today.
Thanks, Sheriff Chris Francis, for that report. It's 23 past the hour. Sports update coming up in just a few moments. And then following that, I'm scheduled to interview Alan Flora. He's a special agent in charge of the SBI's Computer Crimes Unit. We'll talk about how easily accessible pedophiles are to our kids on the internet and what's being done about it, how you can help stop that. Your kids and grandkids are so subject to pornographic material on the web and on the games. And this SBI agent, Alan Flora, will talk about what they're doing in the SBI to sort of ward off that. How many arrests have been made, In 2017, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children sent the SBI 3,258 cyber tips, about 9 per day. It's amazing how much of that is taking place out there. And we want you to know more about it. We want to enlighten you and give you better insight into what the State Bureau of Investigation is doing to help ward off cyber crimes aimed at our children. Right now, though, sports is up next from our networks, North Carolina News Network.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. A rarity on a Monday, college football. Florida State's first football game under Coach Willie Taggart, and it looked much like the Seminoles' last game under Jimbo Fisher. Josh Jackson passed for 207 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns as the 20th-ranked Virginia Tech Hokies whipped the 19th-ranked Seminoles 24-3 at Tallahassee. FSU fumbled on its opening possession and also missed a 32-yard field goal try. John Millman pulled off the biggest surprise in yesterday's men's fourth-round action at the U.S. Open. The 55th ranked player dropped the first set before he ousted 5-time champion Roger Federer. Millman says his upset win made many people happy.
I think a lot of people back home are incredibly proud, and you know, the people in the box are incredibly proud with me. It's extremely satisfying.
For the 37-year-old Federer, he said his body was not able to cope with the heat and humidity.
I guess I felt I couldn't get air. You know, there was no circulation at all, and I don't know, for some reason I just struggled in the conditions tonight. You know, it's one of the first times it happened to me.
The match lasting more than 3.5 hours in the conditions. 6 seed Novak Djokovic, 7 seed Martin Cilic, and number 21 Kei Nishikori advanced to the men's quarters by winning in straight sets. American Madison Keys on the women's side moved into the quarters with a straight set win over Dominika Cibulkova. Naomi Osaka and Leia Sarenko also won their fourth-round matches. Bryson DeChambeau closed with a 4-under-67 to capture the Dell Technologies Championship near Boston by 2 strokes over Justin Rose. DeChambeau became only the second player to win the opening 2 FedEx Cup playoff events as he tries to earn a captain's pick on the U.S. Ryder Cup team.
I wouldn't have ridden it any better, to be honest with you. I've been playing some great golf this whole year, and I knew it was just a matter of time before something pretty cool showed up.
This is NCN Sports.
Sometimes the simplest things can make the biggest difference. An extra pair of hands, a smile, or a shoulder. At North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, we feel the same about home and auto coverage, affordable rates, trusted service, and local agents. After all, making one simple difference in your life helps you make a big difference in another's. Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
The annual Big Tailgate Tour, driven by Continental Tire, is on the road again.
It's Rivalry Week as UNC visits ECU in Greenville on Saturday. On your way to the game, between noon and 3, stop by, talk football, and tailgate with us at Stadium Sports across from Dowdy-Ficklin.
Pick up free koozies, t-shirts, and more from Sport Clips, Booze It and Lose It, and Continental Tire. Remember to drive with care on your Continental tires and experience the ultimate MVP haircut at Sport Clips.
Tailgate with us, BigTailgateTour.com.
This weekend, UNC and ECU will meet in a game that both schools are considering must-wins. Scotty Montgomery considering Saturday's game versus the Tar Heels the most important one of his young head coaching career.
We're both in a similar situation, and is that everybody's going to direct their attention to this football game, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And yeah, every single coach you'd ask, the game that they're coaching is the most critical one of their career, but this one, for all of the reasons, is connected to it. It's very critical.
For the Heels' Larry Fedora, the Tar Heels need a W equally as bad as the Pirates do, and the Pirates, they're doing it on a short week.
It backs up everything, you know, it gives you less time to prepare. So, I mean, for them, the same way. I mean, them playing a day later gives them less time to prepare, so we're both in the same boat.
Kickoff Saturday in Greenville at 3:30. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
Just a couple of spotty thunderstorms possible over the next couple of days. It is going to remain hot for quite some time. Partly cloudy today. A late day thunderstorm possible with high temperatures in the lower 90s. Overnight tonight, partly cloudy, muggy, and staying warm with temperatures in the lower 70s. Wednesday will have mostly sunny skies, just a slim chance for rain with highs in the low 90s. For the North Carolina News Network, I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the Weather Center.
72 degrees currently here at WCAB in Rutherfordton. Cloudy skies. We should have a pretty good day weather-wise. A little possibility of showers popping in later today. On the phone with me right now is Alan Flora. He's a special agent in charge of the State Bureau of Investigation's Computer Crimes Unit. He's spending a little time with us this morning to talk about the seriousness of this crime. Alan, good morning. Welcome to our radio.
Good morning.
Glad to have you on board this morning. I think our listening audience probably is not aware of how serious a problem this cybercrime is toward our children. Could you give us a little insight into that?
Well, it's a big topic. It's kind of hard to narrow it down, but I think specifically with children, we should always understand that there are predators. We hear about them, but I assure you they're real. There are predators who are constantly looking for ways to get to know your children. They don't have good intentions. They use whatever means they can, whether it be through video games or online chatting or an app that encourages social interaction, and they do whatever they can to get to know your children with the goal of eventually getting your children away from you or to get them to meet in private.
I was reading one of the notes that each year special agents working in your unit, SBI's Computer Crimes Unit, uncover tens of thousands of photographs and videos of graphic child pornography that have been exchanged online. Is there any way to find out where all that's coming from?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of it is coming from the children themselves. Now, there are very different categories of things here. There's the things where it's produced by people who are physically abusing children, but there are also situations where children are being exploited by like these relationships that I've mentioned, where someone gets to know them and then talks them into producing images. There are also situations, quite frankly, where kids are taking inappropriate photos of themselves because they feel like they need to do that socially now to get boyfriends or girlfriends. They're producing images of themselves and sending them around. One of the problems that we have is how do you sort between those different categories, because we don't necessarily know from the photo whether it was something that was a self-exploitation where the child took that photo themselves or if it was taken by someone else. So of those thousands of photographs that we deal with every year, some of them were, unfortunately, children who were in abusive situations, and some were children who made bad decisions and took those photos.
What can parents or grandparents do to block out or lock out those pornographic sites that is so easy for children to go to on the internet? What can they do?
Truthfully, I don't think you can block anything out. There are social media and internet monitoring programs that one could buy for a computer or for a phone, but I think the most important thing is communication. And we can discuss a variety of things, but I'll keep coming back to this. Communication with kids, constantly talking to them about how they use devices. And I think also parents, grandparents, we have to understand the technology that kids are using. And I understand that can be a little bit daunting, but the home computer, which is what a lot of us still associate with, is the communication device. The home computer still plays a role in this, but that phone or tablet that the kid's using, that's the device they're most likely going to be using for communication now. Or if they're going to be involved in an inappropriate relationship, it's going to be through an app on a phone or through an app on a tablet. So parents have to communicate, understand what the kids are doing, talk to them about what's appropriate, what's not, talk to them about whether or not they, have friends online that they physically know in person, or if it's just an online friend, and help the kids to understand that there is a difference. And I think mostly, looking at the devices that the kids are using, constantly monitoring that usage by physically picking up the device, clicking on, each app or touching each app to figure out what it is. And if a parent doesn't know what it is, they should ask. Get the kids to show them. Show me what this game is. What does this app do? And if it means that you have to go through 50 apps, well, then go through 50 apps. But that's really the only way to do it, is, I think, communicate with the kids about what's appropriate, but then follow up. The old trust but verify. Follow up to see how they're using the devices.
The BitTorrent network is a common protocol. Describe that to us, our audience, what that's all about. BitTorrent and other file-sharing networks are essentially ways that people can share the files that they have with each other. Whether it be music files that they've purchased, people pay for a CD or music,
and they don't, or they save it on their computer, they can use BitTorrent or other file sharing programs to share that so that other people don't have to pay for it. That's not legal, but it is also something that's commonly done. Mostly we think about music. If you remember back in the older days, of the newer days of the internet, I should say, Napster and some of these others that were more popular back then. The idea basically is if I've got it, I can share it with you and you don't have to pay for it. But it's not just limited to music or bootleg copies of movies. Any digital file can be shared. So what's happened is these what's called peer-to-peer or P2P networks, BitTorrent being one of those, basically allows people to share any files they have. It's become, I think, like the Wild Wild West of the internet. It's unregulated. There's not a way necessarily for people to police that because it's just so popular. But you can put anything you want on there. So, for instance, if I have contraband or illegal files that were saved on a computer, I can name them what I want to name them, and I can put them out there, and they could actually be something else, or they could have viruses in them, or spyware, or whatever. It's just a very unregulated environment. So, any of the BitTorrent or the other file sharing programs are very dangerous areas to go to.
Ellen, in your investigation with this, are you finding that a lot of these pornographic sites or these where they're exposing kids to this kind of thing, are they just mean old people from Hungary, or can it be the neighborly gentleman down the street doing some of this as well?
I think what we often find is it is, definitely the man down the street. More often than not, it's males. And quite frankly, I would say that the vast majority of the suspects that I've dealt with in my career are middle-aged white males, married with kids. I hate to use the stereotypes, but let me preface this by saying, personally, when I'm not working with the SBI, I'm a Sunday school teacher. I'm a Boy Scout leader. I've volunteered as a youth coach. Mm-hmm. So I'm not picking on any groups,
right.
But we frequently see people who put themselves close to children. Some of the same things that I just mentioned. The leadership roles that people take, where they volunteer with kids. If people have a sexual attraction to children, they frequently put themselves near kids. So, we frequently get these people that someone says, "Oh, I would have never, suspected him. He's a good guy. He's married. He's a Sunday school teacher. He's a nice Christian man." Mm-hmm. People masquerade as all kinds of things in life, but I think you can't necessarily pick them out. You think you could, but you can't. You got to go back to, as parents, and I'm a parent, we have to look out for our children, and we have to communicate with our children, and we have to talk to them about what's appropriate. And if we notice that there's an adult in their life who's spending a disproportionate amount of time with them versus someone else, well, we should know why is that person wanting to spend time with our child. Maybe it's for good purposes, but I think as long as you're there and you're communicating and you're part of what's going on with them, then you can be aware of what's happening.
Well, it's certainly a serious concern for a lot of parents and grandparents as well. Is this a relatively new office for the State Bureau of Investigation has started, or has that been an ongoing process over the years? How long have you been doing this?
Oh, no, our computer crimes unit has been around for I think about a decade and a half. Yeah. So it's not new. A lot of what we do is, I guess, a little bit more quiet behind the scenes. You do hear about some cases more than others, but so much of what we do is of a confidential nature because of the people that we're dealing with. If you have child victims or especially sensitive cases, they don't always make the news, and they don't need to. So it's kind of a two-edged sword. We want people to be aware of what's happening, and we want people to understand, what the dangers are, and at the same time, we need to respect the privacy of those who are involved in the cases. So, we have to find that balance. But I think, just speaking in general, again, we try to encourage parents to communicate with the kids, and we also do, public outreach where we've spoken at schools and things, places where we can talk to a lot of kids at one time. try to get that message out there about what's appropriate and inappropriate use of the internet. But quite frankly, it's difficult sometimes to get them to understand it. So, not to say that all kids don't, but there are different social norms now. I'm going to guess that when you and I grew up, we didn't have phones that were mobile. We didn't have
exactly.
We didn't have the ability to take a picture and instantly share it with the world. Mm-hmm. So, it's a different set of rules now. I mentioned earlier about the kids who take inappropriate photos of themselves. This is a huge problem. And it's something that, quite frankly, I'm, of a different generation, I guess, but it's hard for me to imagine why someone wants to do that. And yet it is common behavior. So I think it's just maybe they don't really have a concept of the permanence of this. And there are a lot of expectations from their peer groups to do these things, which as an adult you look at and say, well, that's clearly inappropriate. Why would you do that? And yet kids are doing this every day. So I go back to, the communication. Talk to your kids. Don't just say, don't do this. Talk to them about why it's not a good idea to take inappropriate photos and put them out there. And examine those devices. Go through every one, look through the photos, and the individual apps. If it takes time, then it takes time. Your kids are worth it.
Sure. Alan, how difficult is it to get a real prosecution against someone doing this if you recognize that they probably are guilty? How difficult is it to go through the court system and really get them convicted?
I will say we've had great success with the court system. This is a very serious crime. People who exploit children, obviously, there's not much sympathy for them. So, in my experience, we have great success with our courts, especially in the federal courts. A lot of the child pornography offenses, they violate federal law as well as state law. So, depending on where it is and what the specific issues involved are, we've had significant success and seen people go to prison for 20 years or more.
Is there a tip line, or is there a line, a focus that parents can, if they suspect there is a nice little gentleman down the street that's doing this kind of thing, is there some way to turn them in quietly?
There is, and it depends on what it is that you've observed or what behavior you think is not quite right. But if you've just got a suspicion that something is off, you can go through what's called the cyber tip line, and I'll explain. There's a place called the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and that's basically the national clearinghouse where files pertaining to child sexual exploitation are stored, or that's kind of the central database, if you will. Also, missing kids. They have the database of all the missing children or children who are being exploited, basically, and then they communicate with the different law enforcement agencies across the country. So the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has a website that's missingkids.com, and then on the missingkids.com you can click on the cyber tip line link. You can also make a phone call. It's 1-800-THE-LOST, THELOST. Either one of those methods would work. If you make a report to the cyber tip line, then it generates a unique serial number called a cyber tip number. And the analyst at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children evaluate what the tip is and determine what jurisdiction would need to have that information. For instance, if it was in North Carolina, it would come to the North Carolina Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, which is run by the State Bureau of Investigation Computer Crimes Unit. And then we would evaluate that and send it to either one of our investigators or to a local partner agency who would follow up in whatever means was appropriate. It might be that it requires a search warrant at a home, or it might be that it's something maybe not as enough information for a search warrant, but perhaps what we call knock and talk, where we just go and talk to the person and say, hey, what are you doing? So there are a variety of ways that could resolve. But the cyber tip line is the way to report something, and you can do it quietly without drawing attention to yourself.
Alan Flora, Special Agent in charge of the SBI's Computer Crimes Unit, is my guest this morning. Alan, let me say to you, I appreciate what your office is doing, what you're doing. This is a serious crime, and I hope folks recognize how serious it is, and I thank you for your efforts and your agency's efforts in trying to put a stop to it. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Appreciate that conversation, and certainly take notice of that kind of thing. It's 8:45 right now. Congratulations to Jack and Barbara Nanny of Union Mills. It's their 48th wedding anniversary. RE/MAX Journey is proud to support WCAB and their service to the community. Congratulations to WCAB as they begin broadcasting on 100.9 FM Classic Oldies, the sound of Rutherford County. This message is from the experienced agents at RE/MAX Journey who are ready to help with all your real estate needs. Call us at 828-395-2222 or find us on the web at www.journeyrealtync.com. Put the RE/MAX experience to work for you. Thanks, RE/MAX Journey. Each office is independently owned and operated. Come on over and experience the authentic family-owned Mi Pueblito. Delicious hot meals and daily specials served fresh every day. Mi Pueblito is one of Rutherford County's favorite places to dine. They have been voted #1 best Mexican restaurant in Rutherford County. Enjoy taco salads, burritos, quesadillas, enchiladas. Many popular lunch specials are the all-time favorite, fajitas. They have something for everyone, even the hard-to-please amigo. Great service, warm atmosphere, full-service bar, and a large party rooms available. 2 locations to serve you: South Washington Street in Rutherfordton and Oak Street Extension in Forest City. Or visit them anytime at meatpubs.com. That's meatpubs.com. Visit Mi Pueblito, Mexican cuisine at its finest. I'm a big fan. More than 1 million Americans have heart attacks each year. And if you or a loved one experiences symptoms of a heart attack, every second matters. That's why the emergency department at Rutherford Regional Health System is a chest pain accredited facility. What does that mean to you? It means quality care here at home that could save precious seconds when treating the symptoms of heart attacks. To learn more about Rutherford Regional and its commitment to safe quality care, visit myrutherfordregional.com. Well, dust is really flying, literally flying, Wednesday during a North Carolina Department of Transportation press conference in Columbus as contractors are working long shifts to get the US 74 ramps complete in just a few days. The current ramp closure to get in onto Interstate 26 West will remain closed until September the 10th, according to NCDOT. The 2 bridges on US 74 being constructed will be complete as the construction is almost done now. Contractors were excavating underneath the bridge to make a way for a road underneath prior to the World Equestrian Games, which begins September the 11th. The most critical ramp that we wanted to get done before the Games will be done, according to the spokesperson of NCDOT, and that is the ramp that takes folks from the Greenville-Spartanburg area over to Rutherford County, I-26 West to US 74 East. The bridge coming the other way is another story. NCDOT said the bridge from US 74 West to I-26 East is going to be closed to meeting the WEG deadline. Heavy rains this spring and mudslides put the project behind schedule. The ramps were supposed to be completed August 17th, but the NCDOT took contractors to the Packlet Valley to help with cleanup after mudslides in May. The area also received more than 20 inches of rain just in May, which delayed the work. He said that's what's important about the 2 ramps. It's not necessarily for the spectators of the WEG, but for everyday traffic as well as infrastructure, cargo of horses, equipment, and services getting to and from the Tryon International Equestrian Center from Greenville and Spartanburg, South Carolina. So they're coming in droves, I guess we could say, in droves. But it's going to be quite an event. I don't know how many of you are planning to try to go. It's going to be difficult to get in, get tickets, and get places to park and all that. But I think, was it NBC that got the contract for those games? I think they have the contract. So they'll be publicizing a lot of that. Well, a woman in South Carolina says the monkeys are out to get her. Yeah. Yeah, she was trying to take a baby from a room, from a house, and the monkeys are trying to get her. She's accused of entering a home and trying to take a baby. It happened in Inman, August 31st, around 9:30 a.m. A man said he heard a noise upstairs in the baby's room, so he went to check it out. He found a woman he didn't know on top of the dresser trying to hide. He asked her what she was doing, and she said multiple times, "Give me the baby, I got to go there, coming. Give me the baby, I've got to go there, coming. Give me the baby, I got to go there, coming." She then tried to grab the baby from his wife, according to the report. The woman then laid down in the front yard for a few minutes before she went into the house next door. The man said the door to his home was locked. The man at the home next door said a woman in a red dress walked into his home and started rambling for help. He told her to leave, and she got down on her hands and knees. He said he grabbed the woman by her arm and dragged her outside. The woman then laid down in some tree branches outside to try to hide from police. Deputies arrived and began struggling with the woman to get her into the back of a patrol car. They say the woman was identified as Brandy Nicole Allman, and the report said she kept yelling, "The monkeys are out to get me. The monkeys are out to get me," as they tried to restrain her. "The monkeys are out to get me." She has been charged with kidnapping, conspiracy, and 2 counts of third-degree burglary, according to jail records. No sign of the monkeys anywhere. No sign of the monkeys anywhere. I don't know what she was strung out on. Probably some kind of hallucinogenic drug. I don't know. I think I'll have time to finish this one before we have to lead. But one of you sent this to me. I've never seen this said as simply or as well. It's class war at its best. The folks who are getting the free stuff don't like the folks who are paying for the free stuff, because the folks who are paying for the free stuff can no longer afford to pay for both the free stuff and their own stuff. And the folks who are paying for the free stuff want the free stuff to stop. And the folks who are getting the free stuff want even more free stuff on top of the free stuff they're already getting. Now, the people who are forcing the people who pay for the free stuff have told the people who are receiving the free stuff that the people who are paying for the free stuff are being mean, prejudiced, and racist. So the people who are getting the free stuff have been convinced they need to hate the people who are paying for the free stuff by the people who are forcing some people to pay for the free stuff and giving them the free stuff in the first place. We have let the free stuff giving go on for so long that there are now more people getting free stuff than paying for the free stuff. Now understand this, all great democracies have committed financial suicide somewhere between 200 and 250 years after being founded. The reason? The voters figured out they could vote themselves money from the Treasury by electing people who promised to give them money from the Treasury in exchange for electing them. The United States officially became a republic in 1776, 238 years ago. The number of people now getting free stuff outnumber the people paying for the free stuff. Failure to change that spells the end of the United States as we know it. Election is coming. A nation of sheep breeds a government of wolves. So that's pretty much how it goes. Borders closed, language English only. Good Constitution, God and the Constitution, Bill of Rights. Drug-free, mandatory drug screening before welfare. No freebies to non-citizens. Only 86% will concur with that. So there you go. That's somebody. I thought that was pretty plain. I appreciate the input. Appreciate the things you send to me and the comments that you make. I tell people all the time, they say, "I listen to you all the time, Jim." I said, "Well, keep listening. I might say something important someday, but you never know." But we do enjoy the opportunity to share some thoughts. Hopefully, it'll just adjust your thinking a little bit. If you're way to the left, we hope it'll jog you thinking, at least weigh out the facts before you come to the conclusion. Jeff Walrus is a contributor to Potomac Tea Party's Walk Away Project. In 2,000 years ago, St. Paul found himself blinded by a bright light on the road to Damascus. The dramatic experience led him to stop persecuting his opponents and to take up new beliefs. Today, many former leftists are taking their first steps on their own road to Damascus, and the right is not doing nearly enough to capitalize on this mass exit from the left. A lot of folks are leaving the left, moving to the right, changing registrations, and become a part of the conservative movement because they don't like what the left is doing, tearing down our Judeo-Christian values, tearing down the Constitution, opening our doors to illegals all over and giving them free everything. And so the folks who have been on the left for a long time are now beginning to recognize the Democrats reject Christian values. The left frequently denounce the armed forces, law enforcement, and the American flag. Many military veterans are outraged by this. So there's a big shift and big change taking place, and I hope you'll think real hard before the next election. Have a wonderful day, folks. I'll see you next time right here in the Blue Room at WCAB.
NCN News. I'm Mike Riley. Tropical Storm Gordon is headed toward the Gulf Coast, expected to come ashore as a hurricane later today between Louisiana and Mississippi. Meteorologist Dave Nussbaum tells us today what folks in that area can expect.
We're talking gusty winds and heavy rain. The worst of it will be in Mississippi. We'll feel some of the gusty winds across southeast Louisiana, especially here north of the lake with the system coming close to the Bogalusa, Angie, Varnado area.
He's in New Orleans. While the first few weeks of school can be rough for students and teachers, adjusting to a new year is often just as hard for school bus drivers. New Hanover County Director of Transportation Ken Nance tells WECT News, like many school systems, they're experiencing a driver shortage.
We are short about 6 drivers right now, but we also have about 10 drivers that are out on medical leave, so that's 16 buses we're having to cover every day.
Confirmation hearings begin today for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. CBS's Jan Crawford's in Washington.
In addition to abortion, lawmakers are likely to question Kavanaugh on issues ranging from affirmative action to government regulation and executive authority. Leonard Leo advises President Trump on judicial selections.
Is Roe versus Wade on the table?
The left has been putting out the Roe versus Wade scare tactics since 1982, and nothing's happened to Roe v. Wade since then.
Nearly 24 hours after a boater went underwater, the search for a 51-year-old man was suspended in Rowan County last night. Emergency workers said that George Goins of Lexington jumped off a moving pontoon and never resurfaced. John Howell, a spokesman for the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission, told WSOC News boating is allowed